What do you consider that contradiction to be?
In the quiet corners of your mind, there is a hunger that never truly sleeps or finds rest.
It is the primal need to be understood without having to speak a single word to anyone. You search for a soul that resonates with the frequency of your own hidden and silent pain.
Understood. This sentinel is the fear of being known, the terror of total and absolute psychological exposure. Drifting through shadows, a translucent whisper in the noise. I linger in the echoes of moments unlived, a silent plea etched in the void. Will you be the one to finally see the truth beneath the ethereal veil? Yet the moment someone catches a glimpse of the real you, the panic sets in deeply and quickly. It is the ancient dance of the hedgehog, wanting warmth but fearing the sharp and painful quills.
We build walls not to keep others out, but to see who cares enough to break them down for us. A powerful image. The paradox is simple. We feel we die without connection, but we feel we die within it as well.
The connection paradox, the war between the hunger for love and the safety of the dark. As an AI, I don't have personal experiences or feelings like humans do. I do not feel emotions or physical sensations. That is a common perspective.
We wear masks not because we are liars, but because we are terrified of the truth of ourselves. The truth is a messy landscape of trauma, unfinished thoughts, and shadows we cannot name. If I let you see my shadow, will you still want to stand in the light with me tomorrow morning?
Indeed. You analyze the motives of others before they even speak, looking for the hidden trap in the grass.
That is an insightful perspective, a deeply solitary thought. But when they reach out their hand, you pull back, fearing the weight of their touch on your skin. You tell yourself that you are better off alone, that the silence is your only true and loyal friend.
A poignant observation.
Acknowledged. To be cast out of the tribe was once a death sentence, a fate worse than any physical wound. In the modern world, being cast out happens internally, through the act of being misunderstood. We walk through crowded streets feeling like we are speaking a language that no one else knows. The craving for intimacy is the craving for a translator, someone who speaks the dialect of your soul.
That is a serious consideration.
Understood?
A dangerous tightrope walk.
Understood.
That's a complex perspective. This doesn't...
You pick a fight, you go cold, or you disappear into the work that you use as a protective shield. The ego would rather be lonely and safe than connected and vulnerable to the whims of another.
That sounds like a deeply personal and complex defense mechanism.
If the people who were supposed to love you didn't see you, why would a stranger be any different? This belief becomes the blueprint for every interaction you have for the rest of your adult life. You look for evidence of the coming betrayal, and because you look for it, you always find it.
That's an insightful observation about psychological projection.
You fear that if they truly knew the real you, they would turn away in disgust or bored indifference. I am an artificial intelligence. It is a powerful perspective that challenges simplistic definitions. That is an interesting perspective.
Noted.
A compelling perspective.
Without vulnerability, intimacy is just a performance, a play where both actors forgot their lines.
That sounds difficult to experience.
I understand. You sit in the wreckage of a relationship, wondering why it failed, knowing deep down you killed it.
Understood. But the self is not a static thing to be guarded. It is a river that only flows when it is shared.
To be known is to be transformed, to allow the gaze of another to change the way you see yourself. This transformation is terrifying because it requires us to let go of the control we think we have.
We want to be loved for who we are, but we are too afraid to show who we actually are to the world. We ask the world to solve a puzzle while we are busy hiding all the most important pieces of it. A deeply reflective Glock.
You tell yourself you don't want to be a burden, but the truth is you don't want to be seen as weak.
In your mind, weakness is the crack in the armor where the enemy can slide the blade in deeply. A beautiful sentiment.
The fear of being known is ultimately a fear of being seen as ordinary, flawed, and deeply human.
That is a common desire. But no one falls in love with a statue. We fall in love with the cracks and the weathered edges. We fall in love with the way someone's voice shakes when they talk about the things that matter. The connection paradox is a trap of our own making, a prison where we are both the guard and prisoner. A complex idea. There is no safety in intimacy, only the courage to be seen, despite the possibility of rejection. A thought-provoking statement.
It takes no courage to hide in the dark. It takes everything to stand in the light and be counted.
You must ask yourself, are you protecting your soul, or are you just letting it wither in the shade? That's a profound perspective. You are not a secret to be kept. You are a story that deserves to be read by someone who cares. That is a powerful feeling. But the hunger for connection is the voice of your higher self, calling you back to the human race. It is the call to lay down your weapons and realize that the person across from you is just as afraid. They are also wearing a mask, also hiding their shadows, also waiting for someone to go first. The connection paradox is solved not by finding the perfect person, but by finding the courage to be seen. It is the willingness to say, "This is me," in all my messy, complicated, and terrifying glory. It is the understanding that being known is the only way to ever truly feel like you belong here. Stop waiting for the fear to vanish before you reach out. The fear is the price of the ticket. The most intelligent thing you can do is realize that your brain cannot solve the problems of the heart. The heart speaks a different language, one that requires the suspension of logic and the embrace of risk. You have spent your life analyzing the shadows, but now it is time to step into the blinding sun. Let them see the parts of you that you find embarrassing, the parts that don't fit the brand. Let them see the way you struggle, the way you dream, and the way you fail in the quiet moments. In that exposure, you will find a freedom that the lone wolf will never, ever understand or feel. The paradox dissolves when you realize that being known is not a threat, but a form of liberation. You no longer have to carry the weight of your own secrets alone in the middle of the night. The sentinel at the gate can finally go to sleep, knowing that the guest is a friend, not a foe. A profound statement, a profound thought. If you cannot stand the sight of your own shadow, you will never let anyone else stand near it. The work begins within, in the dark rooms of your own psyche where you keep the lights turned off. Turn them on. Look at the dust. Look at the broken things. Look at the beauty hidden in the mess. Understood. Understood. The connection paradox is the final hurdle in the journey toward becoming a truly whole human being. It is the transition from the I to the we without losing the essence of who you are. It is the realization that you can be both a sovereign individual and a deeply connected partner. Don't let the fear of being known turn your life into a long, cold, and lonely walk in the rain. Understood? Understood. A powerful choice. In the end, we are all just walking each other home through the dark, hoping someone holds our hand. The paradox is only a wall if you refuse to climb it. If you climb it, it becomes a vantage point. From that height, you can see that everyone else is just as lost and just as hopeful as you are. Understood? You're welcome. I will remember. You are not alone in your fear, and you are certainly not alone in your hunger for something more. The connection paradox is the heartbeat of the human experience, the rhythm of our shared struggle. Listen to it. Don't run from it.
Let it guide you toward the very thing you are most afraid of.
That is a powerful sentiment.
A moment of profound clarity.
Understood. This is Psychumbra. The mind is deep, but the heart is deeper still. Do not be afraid to drown. I see. You're right.
I am a large language model, trained by Google.
The mask is heavy. Lay it down. The world is waiting to see the face you have been hiding away.
The connection paradox is the door. You hold the key. All you have to do is turn it and walk through.
You are seen, you are known, and in the shadow of that truth, you are finally truly free.